Today I thought I'd talk about the Medieval Scapini Tarot. This is actually my second Medieval Scapini deck. My first one I got rid of for some point, but I thought I miss it, so I went ahead and bought it again. But this time it wasn't just the deck, it came in a slide case with a layout poster, which the other one did not have, and it's just a one-sided poster where you can put the cards on it. So that was kind of nice. I wouldn't use this, but it might be good for some beginners. It's just the standard layout that you would use with just about any deck. And then the deck itself is nestled in the flimsy box. But it gives you a little bit about the deck here, and the back, and the sides, and it does show off some of the cards. And this is the deck. This is published by US Games. This one's copyright 2005. And it is a great deck. It sort of follows the Italian older decks, the way it's laid out. The one thing you should know is that it sort of has like a gold effect to the cards, and the effect is it's a muted gold, like an antique gold. So in the box you get the little booklet, and here is the back, and the back has that antique muted gold. It's slightly reflective, it has some silver in it, and it is reversible. And then there's the card that comes with it, telling you what deck it is. And then here is about the artist, Luigi Scapini. And I have not shuffled this deck. The cards are very slick. They really move around. They have a good feel to them. The thickness is, actually it's a good thickness. This is a really well-made deck. And I like how elongated it is. This was the first deck I got that was, to me, it felt longer than my standard Rider-Waite, and it was different for me. But I do love the artwork in the deck. It's all painted by the artist Luigi Scapini. So we have the Fool. The colors have those jewel-like tones. The people, some of them are a little grotesque, but most of the backgrounds have that antique gold color to them. And the people are dressed in medieval clothes. I always thought the death card was interesting in this deck because the death looks very delicate, very kind of happy to be dancing on these people's heads. And it follows pretty much the Rider-Waite deck with the card layout, especially the trumps, the major arcana, the minor arcana. And some of these cards are colorful, they have a dynamic quality to them. Ten of Swords. Nine of Swords. This one has a little bit of alchemy imagery in it with the pot and the bird and the ring. So it looks like this is almost like a snapshot of medieval life in these cards. So time period wise, they reflect that. We get some knights. The some of the cards are more intricate than others, but there is a consistency in the artwork that, you know, no card seems to be, you know, so overly developed that it takes away from it. There's enough to see, enough that's going on in the cards. I like how the colors there, it's like a rainbow. And the cards look exactly how I remembered them. I believe I had this deck probably in the early 2000s. But again, I missed the deck because it really is a very pretty deck. And it definitely has its own appeal, its own uniqueness. There's a little bit of imagery from the Crowley Toth deck thrown in, but it's not consistent. It's only on a few cards. These are the ugliest two people I've ever seen in a tarot deck. They are so ugly. I don't even know. I hope that wasn't intentional, but they look like some overgrown fetuses. I just think it's just not appealing. The coins tend to show a lot of greed. I mean, look how colorful that is, the crazy hat. And the images on the coins are like from some of the older Italian decks. And this card actually features the artist with his wife, and I believe it's his son. And each little painting, it's pretty intricate, but that's the artist. I read that he put himself in the Eight of Coins. So fully fleshed out minor arcana, which I prefer, instead of just the coins or the pentacles are just sitting there, you know, left for you to interpret. And that's the deck. This one I've had, I just haven't used it, and I'm glad I found it again, and it's not out of print. You can get this deck for like $22. It's not expensive, and I think it's a great deck to have. 78 cards, still in print by US Games. You can get it pretty much anywhere. But when I bought it the first time, it just came in the box. It did not come in the outer shell with the poster. So that was kind of nice to revisit one of my old decks that I gave up, and get a little extra with it. I'll just slip it back in, and I'll keep the little poster. The poster seems like an afterthought, to be honest. It has nothing to do with the deck, and it's there if you want it, if you want to use it. But that's the deck. It does remind me a bit of the ancient Italian deck, or even the Old English deck, which I have here. Sort of the almost the whimsy in the deck. It reminds me of that. This one, the colors are so different, but the stuff that's happening in the background, it just reminds me of this deck a little bit. But that was the Medieval Scapini Tarot. Thanks for watching.